Today's video is going to be much shorter than last time. I just want to introduce you to a couple of terms you learned in IS1 and IS2. But I also want to show you first how we package DNA into chromosomes. Take a look at this. So we described our DNA last time as consisting of two strands of nucleic acid, and they were joined together by the bases. And here's what we're looking at. Here's our double helix. So I have my two strands, one here and one on this side, and they're joined together here in the middle with the bases. So we're going to wind this up now into what we call chromosomes. I'm going to let this run here. And I'll fast forward somewhat. They're winding around, the DNA itself is winding around these white particles here. These are proteins known as histones. So you can see the double helix structure we talked about before, and we're just going to wind this up. And I'll fast forward, we're going to wind it up some more. Keep winding, wind some more, until finally we see the structure we're familiar with, the structure of the chromosome. So keep that in mind as we walk through the rest of this video, that the chromosome is nothing more than packaged DNA. I've just wound it up really, really tightly. So for the rest of this video, I'm going to ask you to pause the video after I present some ideas to you. And it's really important you pause the video, record your ideas, and then come back to the video. That's the only way you learn, is by recording your ideas first. Let's get started. So first question then, take a look at the model I have on the right-hand side. What does this model describe? Pause the video and record your ideas. That's right. So what we're looking at then is our chromosome, and we have a stretch of DNA that's all packaged up. We call that the loci here, and that stretch of DNA then gives rise to a gene, and this gene then is represented by the trait over here, the eye color trait brown. Down here, a different loci, a different section of the chromosome, has a different sequence of bases. That DNA sequence of bases then is the gene for hair color, and this color of hair, then the trait comes out to be hazel. So I've got my DNA, represents the gene, that's the genotype, and that represents then a particular phenotype, which is the trait. If you had to add to this, how would you show the following? So once again, pause the video and add to the model I've given you. How are you going to show the idea of alleles? Hopefully you paused it, and now we're moving on. So let's take a look, how might we show alleles here. So alleles then are a different form of a gene. So I have this stretch of DNA that is my genotype, and that gene could give rise to brown eyes, or this same area on the chromosome, the loci, it could be slightly different sequence of bases and give rise to a different phenotype, blue eyes. So once again, allele is a different form of a gene, either brown or blue in this case. If you wanted to show homologous chromosomes, how would you do that? Once again, pause the video and add to your model. How would you show homologous chromosomes? I would show it the following way. So here I have one chromosome, and if I want to show a homologous pair of chromosomes, remember, homologous pairs of chromosomes have the same genes. So at this loci, I've got the gene for eye color. Well, homologous pair of chromosomes right here, these two, that the same chromosome loci, they carry the same gene, that which represents eye color. Here, same gene representing hair color. So these two chromosomes then are homologous. They're the same homologous pair of chromosomes. How would you show the two homozygous condition and heterozygous condition? Pause the video and draw. Here I'm going to show you the homologous pair of the chromosomes. On the left-hand side, we're going to have the homozygous condition. On the right-hand side, the heterozygous condition. So homozygous condition, I have my homologous pairs of chromosomes, and the gene actually codes for the exact same phenotype. So in this case, let's say it's going to be the brown eyes. Over on this heterozygous condition, I have two different alleles. One says you're going to have brown eyes, the other says you're going to have blue eyes. So these are different alleles. I still have homologous pairs of chromosomes. The chromosomes code for the same trait, that eye color trait, but they are different. different alleles. That's the heterozygous condition. Finally then, the last one, how would you show parental contribution? Pause the video. One of the homologous pair is from mom. The other of the homologous pair is from dad. Simple enough. With that information, you should be able to get through the next packet.